A first look at this wing. It is a 42-inch wingspan wing. It's going to be the largest wing that I put in the air. This is an image of it, fully assembled. I want to show you some of the specs and what the kit looks like. It is a plug-and-fly kit. So it comes with the servos. It comes with all the necessary items that you need, including control horns, linkages, servos, ESC, motor, prop, everything other than your gyro. If you want to use a gyro, your receiver, your battery. Of course, you need a transmitter, but it's a complete plug-and-fly kit. This is courtesy of Banggood. I want to thank them much for sending this for review. I, I, I want another wing in my inventory, and I think this one is going to fit the bill. All right, so the specs, as I said, it's a 44-inch wingspan, which is 1114 millimeter, 550 millimeter in length, which is 22 inches. It says it's going to be around 580 grams plus, depending on what size of lipo you use. It comes with an MC2212 motor. It says 1400 kV. Mine was a 1020 kV. It came with a 3S 30 amp ESC that has a 5 volt 2 amp back. Came with two 9-gram servos. I think they're analog, but they are Metal Gear servos. You need a 1300 to 2800 milliamp hour 3S LiPo. Of course, how big is going to depend on how you get your CG. 9-inch prop. Mine came with a 9x6 APC style prop, and it also came with a set of spacers to use with it. I used two spacers to install mine on the motor, which does have a 5mm shaft on it. You need a 3-channel or greater receiver because you've got throttle, aileron, and elevator for aileron mixing. The assembly is going to be pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Wings are pretty easy to fly, but they are very CG sensitive. So as long as you get your CG correct, they're pretty easy to launch, they're pretty easy to fly, and they're pretty easy to land because they're very maneuverable, very aerobatic, but they also have a huge flight envelope, and they typically have very, very good slow flight capability. All right, so here's an image of the ESC. The ESC does come with an XT60 adapter already on it, as well as 3.5mm bullet connector. So you're not having to do any soldering. All that is already done for you. It says the weight's 38 grams. As I stated, 5 volt 2 amp back. It says that it's rated for 4S, but the label says 2S to 3S. So I would not trust it on a 4S LiPo. I'm going to be using a 3S LiPo on this. The size it states is 25 by 37 millimeters, and it says the servo wire length is 250 millimeters. All right, so that's included. Here's the motor. You've got a motor shaft that's separate from the motor, which I like because I have bent motor shafts before, so it's nice when you have these separate shafts that you can attach to the motor so that you're not tearing up the motor shaft, right? You can replace the prop shaft if you happen to bend it. Comes with a cross mount, comes with a heavy duty washer, comes with a spinner type nut as well as a lock nut. Now my prop is going to be spinning in the same direction that the nut tightens, so I'm going to be using the nylock nut rather than the spinner type nut. Okay, it comes with screws to attach the shaft to the motor. It comes with the screws to attach the cross mount to the motor, and then it comes with a set of wood screws to attach the cross mount to the plywood fuselage. Okay, it gives you some specs on the test data. It looks to me like if you're not using a real heavy 3S LiPo, it looks like you're going to have a thrust to weight ratio somewhere between 1.8 to 1 to at least 2 to 1. So I would say that if you're not using an exceptionally heavy 3S LiPo, you're going to have unlimited vertical on this wing, which is what I love. Here's a diagram showing everything. Your mount pattern uses M3 screws. They're offset 19 and 16 millimeters. It shows both the nuts that comes with it, with the nylock nut and the spinner type nut, and it shows that it is a 5mm shaft. So good to know. And there it shows everything assembled on it except for the prop. Don't forget to balance your prop before you put it on there. All right, so let's look at the assembly guide here real quick, and then I'll tell you what I'm going to do differently than what's in the assembly guide. Okay, so you see all your plywood skeletal sections here that are going to be glued onto this foam section of your center fuselage. Okay, so here's your two pieces of plywood. You've got these circle cutouts here to bring your motor wires through. You can see there's 4 pilot holes and a center hole, and it fits in. All these pieces fit together, tab and slot. So you can see that they got tabs on the end of it, slots on the end of the horizontal sections, and these two sections are going to be glued together. So it's double plated in the back where the motor attaches. Okay, and then you've got your side plates here. This little section over here, the narrower section with the tabs, is the section that will go on top. And then it's got these little circle cutouts for magnets. So it's got magnet retainers for the back of the canopy. All right. And then this section right here that doesn't have the tabs, that's the section that's going to be glued to the back of the plexiglass canopy. And then you've got all kinds of, the control horns, everything that you need. Including carbon slats, and it is very heavily reinforced with carbon slats, so you're not going to have to worry about that. All right, here's the diagram showing you how everything glues together. As I said, it's tab and slot. Everything fits nice together. I'm just going to glue all mine together, put a couple of clamps over the top of it. Once that sets up, then I will go ahead and glue the wings to it with the carbon slats. Easy peasy. Now it shows here that on these little foam separators, they're using a utility knife. I don't know why they didn't cut those channels out ahead of time since they're already in the plywood, but they didn't. So they're recommending you use a utility knife to cut the channels out of those foam separators. Since the plywood already provides me with a nice guide, I'm going to use a hot wire foam cutter to cut those channels out of the foam using the slots in the plywood as my guide. So that's going to be easy peasy for me. Here you can see a diagram. It shows all of the carbon reinforcement. I don't know why they don't have it highlighted, but you do have a carbon slat here near the leading edge toward the trailing edge, and then you have your complete A-frame here that ties everything together with that center section and both wings. And then you also have carbon reinforcement in the elevons. So, and here it shows the motor attached to it, shows the magnets on top. You can see that the canopy is there. Another thing that I'm going to do differently is I'm not going to glue the front of the canopy to the foam. What I'm going to do is I'm going to trim that plexiglass canopy back, and I'm going to use a couple of nylon hinges to hinge the front of that canopy. That's what I'm going to do with mine. Okay, I also noticed that the ears notches are not cut out of the foam. The pockets are cut out, but you're going to have to notch it for the ears on the servos, okay? The other thing that I'm going to do differently, because I've had one of these break on me with one of these wings before, these plastic clevises. I'm not going to use plastic clevises on mine. I'm going to use linkage stops so that I don't have a chance of one of those breaking, especially as hard as I like to fly my planes. And this is going to be a pretty decent size weight of wing. So I wouldn't trust the plastic clevises, just my recommendation. They're showing you here where you need 1.1 millimeter of positive reflex on the elevons. Good to know. Some of them don't let you know information like that. Here they're showing where the winglets attach to the tips of the wings. Easy peasy again. And they've got a diagram here showing you of the layout. So you've got your battery all the way in front. It looks like a 3S 1300 milliamp hour LiPo. They got a PWM receiver. They've got a gyro. They've got the ESC setting up there. And at the back, it looks like it's just a way to bundle the wires up, a place for the bundle of wires to be, to make everything nice and neat. So that does look very nice and neat, the way they've got that set up. All the carbon slats also, I don't know if I mentioned, they're all cut to length already, so you don't have to worry about that. All right, here it's showing the piece of the plywood I was talking about with the magnets glued into it. That is your retainer for the back of the canopy hatch. They also have a pilot hole, a hole in the pilot hole there with a wood screw to secure that. But with the magnets, I really don't think that's going to be necessary. We'll see. They gave you this CG. It's 199 millimeters back from the nose of the wing. The other thing I'm going to do, besides what I talked about with the canopy and what I talked about with the linkage stops rather than these clevises, the foam hinge is pretty darn, has a lot of resistance to it. I am going to separate my elevons from the trailing edge of the wing, and I'm going to use 3 nylon hinges to hold each one of those on. So they operate nice and smoothly, and there's no resistance. You know, the servos aren't having to work as hard, and so there's no flexing in the ailerons. So that's what I am going to do. I'll leave it up to you guys, however you would like to do it if you order this kit. Last time I checked, it was $124.99 for the components that come with it and the size of the wing. That's a pretty darn good price for a plug-and-fly build, plug-and-fly assembly. And as you could see from the assembly guide here, it's pretty straightforward and it's pretty easy. There's a little bit of gluing to do, but all the carbon channels and everything are already cut out for you. The pockets for the servos are cut out. You know, everything is going to be easy to assemble. So I'm going to get mine assembled here in the next 3 or 4 days, and I will try and publish my first flight video, my maiden flight video of this wing, hopefully before Thanksgiving here in the U.S. So stay tuned for that. Links to it will be in the show notes. I will try and provide links to the nylon hinges that I use. I provided links to those before. If I forget to do that, I always have a link in there for our online storefront. And in the hobby section of our online storefront, there are links to all kinds of things in there for the RC hobby, including these nylon hinges. So if I forget to do that, just browse through the online storefront and you'll be able to find them. I can't wait to get it assembled and get it in the air. I think on a 3S, this thing is going to have unlimited vertical, guys. And with the amount of torque that motor is going to have, I think it's also going to have, not only is it going to have a lot of power, I think it's going to have a lot of flight time. So stay tuned for that. I'm looking very much forward to launching this. All right, that's a wrap on this episode. Stay tuned, and I'll see you next time in the Tinkerz Lab.